Just can you talk about the importance of playing well in the bowl game going into the off season, the momentum that can carry?
Yeah, it's always positive, when it happens that way. But I answered that question the other day. But for us who have to win again and prepare for another season, it lasts a couple weeks, win or lose, and you're on to a new year. You graduate players. Players leave, for the draft or for, graduate, and then you're on to another season, and you're working, so when our players show up here in about 3 weeks from now, we're on to another whole new year and working towards next year. So, but it's always a good thing, but in the end, it only lasts so long.
Bob Jeans, advocate from Charleston. Cole's staff back in South Carolina has been pretty much ridiculed, probably the most ridiculed quarterback in Clemson history. What have you seen on film that you think might give you trouble from him?
Well, he's a guy that can run it. Doesn't run it as much maybe as the other guy, but still is capable of running it when the opportunities are there. I've seen him make a bunch of good, throws and passes and win a lot of games. He's played a lot of football for him. So, we've got great respect for him. I am a little probably more sentimental towards him. I'm a guy who grew up in Youngstown, Ohio, knew all about his dad and Cliff and loved the way he played, not only at Youngstown State, but at Pittsburgh and followed him forever. So, I think Cole's done a really good job when he's had his opportunities. And I always think, too, much like our quarterbacks through the years, they have to be supported. It isn't always their fault. I think everybody always puts everything just on them. And, guys around them have to perform well, to support them and help them.
Coach Andy Pruitt from WCSC in Charleston. I know the Brent Venable things you've been asked about quite a bit out in your area, but for us here in South Carolina, have you interacted with him at all? Given a phone call, talked to him at all in the weeks leading up to it? And also, why do you think, based on your knowledge of who Brent Venables is, their defense has been so successful?
Brent, we got a chance to connect last night at an event where both staffs were together, so it was great to see he and Julie, his wife. We texted, I think, ahead of the game, maybe a week or so, when there was a lot of talk that we might be seeing each other, and we were both hoping that it wouldn't come that way. But again, when you're in this profession, as long as you are, you're bound to run into some people that you're close with that you got to compete against. And and truly, it's special when with Brent, we coached and competed together for 13 years at Oklahoma, and I don't know how many years ahead of that at Kansas State. I recruited him, to go to Kansas State. So there's a long history there, and a lot of a very close friendship with families, and have been through a lot together. So it's different, but once you get to playing, you forget who's over there, and you just do your job, and so it'll be different, but. Anyway, what was the other? Why he's done so well? Brent's a bright guy. Works hard at it. He's, we still share, talk, out of season or even during the season, share ideas and talk through some things, and so he's done a great job as far as motivating and in the way he teaches, and then also you have to give credit to the players. There's a lot of really good talent there too. That's experienced talent that's playing well when you watch the players.
David Hood with TigerNet. Assuming you didn't get to watch Clemson much or at all during the season, when you finally turned on the game film, was there one thing that just jumped out at you that, hey, I didn't know that, or one player that maybe jumped out at you?
Well, I don't know one thing, but the speed offensively, and then defensively, you could tell the experience and the speed and the excellent play defensively from a bunch of good players.
James Hale, Sports Talk 1400, the ref in Norman. Bob, they graduate Sammy Watkins, who's tearing up the NFL, and they still have Williams and Scott at wide receiver. Can you talk about the matchup and trying to corral those two guys?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about, the speed. Williams, Scott, Gallman, all those guys, you really got exceptional speed. They do a lot of course, jet sweeps or a lot of plays where they're getting to the perimeter with those guys. So we've got to do a good job of containing them and guard them downfield.
Yeah, Bobby.